This is weird. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Jeek. I run the Jeekly, and just last weekend I was able to go to EVO 2025, where I competed in Guilty Gear Strive and was able to meet a bunch of the friends from the Discord, meet people who've entered the tournaments before, get to meet some people that I look up to, both players and creators in the scene. Got to meet some of the community managers for Guilty Gear Strive, which was also cool. Got to see all the things that you guys saw, especially if you went, you know, in terms of all the game releases, all the demos that were there. And I guess I just want to talk a little bit about my experience and how it went. Maybe do a little bit of a call to action to y'all about trying to get out there and you know, meet people in the scene in real life. It doesn't have to be something as big as Evo. It doesn't even have to be as big as a major. It could be a regional. It could be a local. Let's get into it. So first off, this video is actually sponsored by myself, Jeek, the Jeekly. We run weekly Guilty Gear Strive brackets every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern with a $50 minimum prize pool. It's free to enter. Come in, you get to play a double elimination bracket online. We stream some of the matches. We put the VODs up later. It's some of the best players in North America. 4 of the people in EVO Top 8 have actually won Jeekly Events before. Just saying. We also do bi-weekly beginner brackets as well. We call it the Jeekly Academy. Those are for students of the game. You can check those out. Those are Saturdays at 1 p.m. EST. We also host offline tournaments as well in Edgewater, Maryland at Tokon MTG with the help of KML. You can check that out, where we have a weekly Guilty Gear Strive bracket offline. That's Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we have a lot of stuff going on for Guilty Gear Strive, so would love if you guys could support that and be a part of that. Also, we wrapped up our Jeek League. That was our 4v4 team battle tournament series. We had 20 teams. That was 4 players on each team to decide who were the best teams in the scene. Big shout outs to Better Game Design. They were the ones who won that whole thing. You got to see this graphic that Sim put together for us. Big shouts to her. Big shouts to all the teams that participated. Obviously, big shouts to the top 8 and to Better Game Design for taking the whole thing. That was a $1,000 prize pool. So hopefully, if you travel there, you weren't one of the many people that ended up having their flights delayed. My poor friend Medikit, shout out to his story. I'll let him tell it, but my man had to go on a trek in order to finally make it to EVO, which he did, and he had a good time. And also, if you know, you know, you got to go check out those Uwabami tweets, man. He was down bad for a minute there, but spoiler alert, I think he ended up winning his pool without dropping a single game. So big shouts to him. First day of the event, of course, I was trying to play a lot of friendlies, so big shouts to anyone who gave me friendlies on that day. I actually sat down with a Unica player, and I'm like, hey, by the way, what's your tag? And they're like, oh, I'm Ventus. And I'm like, oh my god. I didn't, you know, of course, I didn't know face the name, right? So I'm like, oh my god, it's Ventus. Of course, I got smoked, but got some good practice in. Also, everyone that I was able to meet and stuff, I was giving them out these little stickers that I made. I was so happy with these stickers, bro. They were, like, honestly really cheap and, like, so worth it. Loved handing these out to everyone. So, if you didn't get one, I have so much more. I'll figure out some way to get them to you or something. You know, obviously, if I meat you at an offline or something, I'll keep bringing these. We were able to actually take a picture with everyone from the Discord. Well, I say everyone, but not a lot of people got to make it to this one. I had it at a bad time. Admittedly, it was on day 1, so that's when a lot of pools are happening and stuff. But shouts to everyone who was able to make it to the photo. And I was still able to, even if we didn't take a photo, I was able to meet so many people. Big shouts to like people that were like reaching out to me, like, oh, is that Jeek? Hey, hi. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm unfortunately not super outgoing like that, and also don't know faces to names, right? So even if I wanted to say hi, you know, which I did, you know, sometimes I don't know. So big shout outs to everyone who said, you know, hey, is that Jeek? Are you Jeek? Oh my god, hey, you know, and then we talked for a moment and stuff. But got to meet a lot of you know, awesome people that I play against online or host tournaments for, and then with, again, putting face to names. It's cool. And then on the first day, another cool thing was I was actually able to meet the senior community manager for Guilty Gear Strive, Danny God, which was cool. He's a cool guy, and obviously I really appreciated the opportunities that I was able to get for hosting brackets through Team Art Creators, and for Danny God and for Arxis and for Team Art Creators working with us to restream the bracket that one time. So it was cool. Able to thank him again for that. Gave him a sticker. He gave me this really cool flight sticker badge things that you can put on your, like, you know, your badge or whatever. That looked cool. That was fun. So yeah, course, I was warming up for my pools and then rooting for my friends and their pools. But my wife also signed up for a bracket at EVO 2025. She played Tekken, which was awesome. That was her first time competing at major event. So big shout outs to her. She's played in some of our locals and stuff before, but that was her first time doing a big thing like EVO. So big shouts to her for taking that leap. And dude, if my wife is going to go out there and she's going to smash some buttons on Lily, bro, then you can go and play in your games, right? Of course, probably Strive, but any of these other fighting games, man, just go out there and just hit some buttons, man, have some fun. All right, guys, so now I'm going to pull up my tournament reports. You know, going to talk to you a little bit about how I did, right? You're curious how the TO of the Jeekly did himself. Well, I'm going to go ahead and fill you in real quick. So last year, I was aiming to make it out of pools, which I did, and I was very proud of that, and got my Chipotle card, and had a great time. And this year, that was my benchmark. I was saying, okay, well, let me do at least that. Let me try to make it out of my pool again. I had personally swapped characters from Bridget to Leo just 4 months ago. So I was trying to temper my expectations a little bit, was trying to keep it a little realistic, but I was feeling pretty good about my play in general and all the warm-up I've been getting with the offline and stuff, so you know, we were able to see. So I received a bye from my seed for the first round, and then my second round, my actual first match, ended up being a win from DQ because my opponent didn't show up. I was seeded to win that match, but I unfortunately didn't get to play against them. So then my first real match was against a Gold Lewis, and I had admittedly prepared for this matchup. Big shouts to everyone who gave me help with that. Did not perform it, unfortunately. I do think that the stuff that I learned about Leo Gold Lewis, I was able to do there. Like I was able to, you know, show off some of. I do think that I was able to show off some of the things that I learned. So like, it's not like my practice was for nothing. Definitely did not practice in terms of playing with a crowd. Big shouts to SoCal. They are very hype when their friends do things well, and they are also very loud when you know, I make mistakes, and definitely let that get to me. And hey, you know what? You know, that's just John's. You know, if I was a better player, I would have won that match regardless. So big shouts to my opponent. They ended up taking that one that day. Then I went to losers. I was down 0-2 to this Slayer player and was mentally checking out. Like, okay, I guess I'm going, you know, 0-2 at Evo. That's gonna be me. You know, I was already mentally getting ready for that. Like, okay, you know, I'm here to meet friends. I'm here to see the artist alley. I'm here to play arcade games. You know, I'm here for a good time. And then big shout outs to Nightshade, one of my friends, and my wife, of course, Curb. She was behind me, and she literally put her hand on my shoulder. And it's like, hey man, and that brought me into it. And then I did my reverse sweep back. So definitely a really hard set. Big shouts to my support bringing me back in. And then after that, I only had one more match to win to make it out of my pool, to meet my goal, and I did it. Nothing to say other than I played really well. My defense was good. Yeah, that's it. You know, that's what I came to do, was to show off what I practiced, and I feel like I really did it in that match. So that was a nice one to win. So now this is day 2 of pools. I played against a Johnny player, and honestly, this was like my favorite set of the whole weekend. Me and this guy, yo, we were playing out of our minds, I think. I don't know if they would say the same. I felt like they played well. I felt like I played well, and it really went down to the wire because of that. Just wanted to win. That day I won. I don't know if we went to first to 5, first to 10. I don't know what the score would have been at the end of that. Today I was the one to make it first to 3. So big shout out to my opponent again. My favorite set of the weekend, I think. After that, I played against a Happy Chaos. Again, I just did well. Nothing else to say there. Just did well. That's what I practiced for. That's what I did. Last set was against a Gold Lewis, and it was a Presto, if you're aware. And I was like, wait, am I getting confused with Presto? And Presto's like, oh, well, we both play Gold Lewis. So that Gold Lewis, man, I definitely think I was able to show off again a bit of what I was able to practice. I actually did this cool interaction where one of us bursted. We're full screen. Gold Lewis does level 2 drone. I do 214. Dash into the drone with back turn D, nullifying it, and then hit him with back turn S after, and he's like, oh my god. I kill him that round, And he's like, oh, is that the tech? I'm like, hell yeah, that's the tech. Hell yeah. So I still lose 1-3, but got to hit him with the tech. And I think that was a fun set regardless. So big shouts to Presto for winning that one and moving on. And I had beaten my last year's record, right? So I made it out of pools, which I was very grateful for. Got my new Chipotle card and actually got a few more games further than I did last year, even on the new character. So I ended up getting 129 out of 1,500, which 129 sounds like a big number because it is. But hey, I was proud of that. Like I said, I made it past my pool. I did a few more games more than I did even last year, even though I was on the new character. More than doubled my seed. Had some great sets. So, I mean, hey, forget the numbers, right? I had great sets, showed off what I learned, had some fun. Okay, so after I'm out of my round 2 pools, it's all good vibes. You know, everyone's having a good time. I sit down to watch some round 3 pools because at a tournament like Evo, when there's, what, 1,500 people there, some good players are going to have to fight kind of early on. Okay, so we're sitting there, we're vibing, watching top 24, round 3 onward stuff, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, wait a second. You know, I start going through my bag, and I'm like, I don't think that I have, I don't think I have my wallet, you know, feeling my back pockets. Yeah, I don't think my wallet's on my person. I think I may have lost my wallet. So I go back to one of the stalls I bought something at. I'm like, any chance you guys, have all of my belongings? I go over to the help desk, or like the you know, the help center, and I'm just sitting there, I'm waiting in line. There's 2 staff already helping people. I'm sweating through my shirt, and I'm like, oh my god, is my whole weekend over? I'm like, no, my Chipotle card I just won from getting out of pools, it's gone. I'm not even thinking about my ID, my credit cards, my, you know, all my important work stuff. You know, I'm like, oh man, my Chipotle card, no. I get a call, and it's a random name, but I'm like, oh my god, hopefully that's them. And long story short, they were able to get it back to me. They found it, and like, I guess looked up my contact information, gave me a call, and I'm like, I'm like, you know I lost it, you know it's literally me, because I swear I'm in front of the help place right now, like, come find me, my arm is up, you know. So big shout out to Evo staff for getting that to me. Going to be a terrible weekend all of a sudden from, you know, from my own mistake, and they helped fix that for me, so massive shouts to them. Okay, so then I'm back at my seat, and we're watching games, but I think I see someone walk by, and I think it's Ken Miyauchi himself, who is the, like, head lead producer of Guilty Gear Strive. So I walk over, and I realize it's him, and I'm, Ken Miyauchi-san. And he goes, yes, what is it? And I'm like, oh, hey, I run tournaments for your game, and I gave him a sticker, and he's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, thanks, bye. Thank you for the game, bye. Oh my god. But I don't know, I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to give him a sticker. Now he's got a Jeekly sticker. Maybe he's gonna go put it in HQ somewhere over there at Arc System Works. I don't know. Miyoichi, hopefully you do that for me, man. So actually, one of the, like, funnest parts about day 2 was, it was towards the end of the day, but earlier in the day I met up with Lee. He's the owner of Bad Moon, and he was walking around with this monstrosity, bro. You gotta see this controller that him and the Bad Moon team put together. It's actually cool. I'm just joshing. It's like a actual fold out fighting game cabinet. I think one side of the stick, one side had like a hitbox layout, and it was just like a built-in computer with all the buttons already built in and stuff. I won't go into too much detail because that's like their thing. They're gonna probably show it off in a video or something. But Lee invited us over to the bring your own console setups later in the day to go and get some games in. So I got to play with Sam also. Sam was farming me on the Nago. Loved reminding me that he doesn't play on stick. He's like, oh, I don't play on stick, by the way. Hit me with Carabites and shit. And I'm like, oh my god, man. But no, it was fun. It was a good time, and we ended up slapping a Jeekly sticker on there, so it was cool. That was definitely, like, that was one of the coolest parts of the weekend, let alone that day. So then on day 3, we get to the venue, me and my wife, to watch top 8 of Guilty Gear Strive. It was the first top 8 of the day. Really cool character variety as well. 3 big bodies, but that's Season 4 Guilty Gear Strive for you. What can I say? But definitely some world-class players there on the stage. Spoilers for the winner of the whole bracket. Big shout-outs to Keishu for coming out on top in Guilty Gear Strive 2025. Definitely one of the best Guilty Gear Strive players out there. I was introduced to him from the online scene, but you've probably been seeing him win a lot in some of these offlines recently, getting pretty far. Definitely deserving of a really big win in what's bigger than Evo, right? So big shout outs to him, and also big shouts to him because later on in the day he was was like, hey, Jeek, is that you? Hey, can we take a picture? So I'm like, oh, hell yeah, we can, man. Like, dude, if I ran into you, I was going to ask. So it's so awesome for Keishu saying hi. And I gave him a sticker, and I was like, yo, I called you winning, by the way. I'm not kidding, by the way. That was where my money was. During the City of the Wolves top 8, I took a step out to go play Tokon, which was awesome. Big shout out to Team Art Creators for giving us some time to play Tokon Fighting Souls. And definitely a fun game. You know, I'll let the big content creators talk to you about the mechanics and stuff like that. I was just mashing, having a good time. It seems like a game that I may be interested in hosting in the future. I definitely don't want to make any promises for it or anything, and especially because it's going to be that, you know, there's no release date or anything like that. But it was fun. I'm interested in playing it, and if I'm interested in playing it, that's the first big step. Then we'll start talking about hosting it. So we'll see. Then we went back and watched some Tekken, said bye to friends, got some last minute photos. If you missed me, don't worry, I'm going out to more of these as time comes, you know, so would love to meet you in the future if possible. So that's about it for like my whole Evo wrap up. But like, if this video was for you and you enjoyed it, then awesome, let me know. Maybe I'll do more like this in the future. But I did have one last message. Guilty Gear Strive has given me a lot of confidence in the past few years that I've been playing it. I've been able to make friends and create a community and introduce myself to new communities and play a game that I really like and enjoy. Sometimes it can be kind of isolating when you have a hobby or an interest that you can't really share or interact with other people about. So I've been super grateful for all the different online communities and tournament organizations, discords, social groups of Guilty Gear Strive and fighting games in general, where I'm able to talk about this game that is so very awesome with other people who feel the same way. We get to play together, they get to play in my tournaments, I get to play in their tournaments. It's awesome, and really appreciate everyone who's ever joined or been a part of the Jeekly, anyone who's entered our brackets, joined our Discord, said hi to me at an event, said hi to me online. Really appreciate you guys doing that. And if you want to be involved in Guilty Gear Strive, I want to introduce you to the Jeekly. That's our online tournament hub. Like I said before, we got weekly tournaments, bi-weekly beginner brackets, we have a weekly offline bracket, and we've ran big events like the Jeek League. Alright guys, so that's enough yapping. Definitely gonna have to edit this one down. Big shouts to anyone who's ever supported the Jeek League. Would look forward to seeing you enter our brackets in the future. Otherwise, go play Guilty Gear Strive, go play fighting games, and go reach out into the communities that support those games. You won't regret it. See you around.